another one from BlackSmith, the same company that sent us the affordable long gun safes, also biometric. Now we got one for a nightstand pistol. If I can get it on the screen. Let me get it open and get everything out in the open so I can get rid of this box. Backup keys. We got the booklet. As you know, I never read those. What else we got? Mounting screws. Let me get her out the box. Alright. And that's it. Let's get this box out the way. Yeah. Ooh. Look at that. BlackSmith. Ooh, it smells good too. I love that new smell. Okay, so this is the BlackSmith biometric sliding pistol safe. So this one, as you can see here, it has the fingerprint scanner, plus it has the code around it, so you can put in your code if you want to do it that way. And I already showed you the keys. So with the keyhole, there it is on the bottom, there's the keyhole where you can open it in case the batteries die, which I'm going to come back to that in a minute. Oh, and here on the back is where you put the batteries in. It didn't come with batteries, but it takes 4 AA's. So far, that's the only thing where I'm kind of like, I don't know. But it's made completely out of steel, so you're gonna have to try to pry to get into this, to break into it. And I love that the keyhole is on the bottom. It makes this a lot harder to for those trying to pick locks. But I mean, all safes can be cracked with enough time. So this is really meant to like keep your kids out of it, or like if you're having guests over, you don't have to worry about people being nosy around your firearms. You know, your kids ain't gonna be able to break this. This is all steel build, and it stores up to 20 different fingerprints. So that's, I don't know if you're trying to open the fingerprint with your pinky, but just you and everybody in your house, if you wanted to store their fingers on here, opens in a 1/10 of a second, so they say, and it weighs 12 pounds. This one isn't actually that heavy. Like I said, I've tried a few different of these type of safes, and this one isn't that heavy. I like that. It says it has an alarm that goes off after 5 wrong attempts, but I want to test that. So let me go get some batteries, and I'll be right back. Now, I'm going to use the key to open it first. That's nice. Get you a shot of how it looks down inside. We've got a nice sturdy foam in here. Hard enough to hold your gun in place to keep it from rattling, but soft enough to where, you know, it's not going to cause any damage. That's nice. It says it can fit up to 9.5 inch length full-size gun, and that was one of the limitations I found on some different models or different brands, where it'll pretty much only hold like a compact size gun. So 9.5 inches of full-length pistol, that's a nice size. It has 4 different ways you can open this. So you can open it with the code, that's 1. Open it with the fingerprint, that's 2. Open it with the key hole down here on the bottom, that's 3. And it also comes with an app. You can download the app and unlock it from the app. Now that's dope. I've seen quite a few of these. I ain't seen too many that's got an app, so that's smart. The app also lets you monitor, so for when you're not home, if someone else opens the safe, it'll give you a notification to let you know that the safe has been opened. That's cool for if you got teenagers around who might be trying to play with your weapons when you're not home. So you immediately get notified that the safe is open. That's smart. I like that. Okay, so now inside the safe, I know you can't see it, but underneath here there's a little button. Let me see if I can show it to you. No, I don't know if there's an angle quite where I could. No, you can't see it. But inside the safe, underneath here where my finger is, there's a button. That's like a reset button. So to set the passcode, well, first I'm gonna do the pin. It says hold it, long press the reset button. Boom. Then you gotta put in the code between 4 to 6 digits. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you hold the button again, and it worked. So now let's test that. Ooh. Okay. And I just noticed this blue light right here. That's dope. So in the nighttime, when the whole house is dark, you have a little light to see what's going on. Alright, now let's try to set the fingerprint. I think I found the error in the directions, but let me make sure I know what I'm doing first before I'm talking crap about them. Okay, so let me unlock it. Oh, did it miss me? I'll try it again. Alright, money. Now, you hit the settings button underneath. Then, you do your finger once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Hit that double beat. See, the direction says do it 3 times, but I think you have to do it 4 times. Then, let's test it. Boom. Boom. And that is pretty quick. I like this. Man, I say the sound effect is crazy. Now, something else I just read, that if you attempt to put the wrong finger on here 5 times, an alarm goes off and it locks for like a minute, I think, or 30 seconds. And then the next time it'll lock for a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to do that and see if it'll lock. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so now it's locked out. And it's going to do that for like 30 seconds. I wonder if the key can unlock it, because it said that it won't let you put a code in, it won't let no fingerprints or anything in while it's doing that. So let me see if I can unlock it with the key. Lay it down. Okay. So yeah, I think the key is the only way to override when it locks down. And it's still beeping. So the key will override everything. But once it's done with the 30-second lockout, then you can go back to using it like normal. And man, that is pretty quick response time. I like that. Let me get a few different pistols and see what all fits in here. Hold on. Let's try this. I got my Canik with the 45 blast comp on it. This adds like, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches to the front of it. Probably 2 inches to the front of the barrel. Way too long. But let's try it. Let's see what happens. Let me show clear first. Hold on. We're clear. Alright, so boom. Okay. This thing is down in there. Yo, it fits. It fits. That's perfect. I like the snug fit. So when I open it, wait, hold on. Yeah, see the gun's not rattling around or anything. That's perfect. So I'm assuming, because you see how it has the 2 holes, right? So I'm assuming the pistol goes in one and maybe a mag in the other. I don't really know, but that just makes sense to me. Let me try to put that back in there so you can have a spare mag. Oh yeah, I didn't try to fit it with the mag in. That's another issue you might want to pay attention to. so it fits down the space right here between the end of the gun and your mag. So if you got those extended magazines, you know you only got but so far to go. Plus, another thing I didn't pay attention to is this pistol doesn't have an optic on it, so the height between, you know, the pistol and the back of the safe isn't as an issue. So let me get another pistol. Hold on. Okay, it's got a Swamp Fox on it with extended mag. Oh yeah, okay, and it has a light on it. So this little gap space is enough to fit with a weapon mounted light, and it looks like it's a tight squeeze. I don't want to force it in there. I feel like if you really tried to, you could, but I don't want to force it in there. Alright, let me try something else. Okay, we got the CZ0203. Clear. Alright, so we got the optic with no nothing on the pick rail, so it'll fit smooth in there. Yeah, and you see, get a closer look at this, right? So like that's the amount of space you got with the optic, and then it's right there on the wall for it's close to the wall for the space for the back. And this, the PO9 is considered a full-size pistol. So if you got something longer than that, you know, I don't know what to tell you, but you still can store your mag in there. Boom. Hold on. Make sure you're all the way in. Yeah, that's another thing. I just saw where the height of your gun, make sure you seat it all the way down, because you got to clear. You see what I'm saying? I just hit the hammer on the back of this part of the safe, so you got to make sure you seat it all the way down. And my trigger guard is touching the foam right here. You can see that. So I'm a little, that's about as far down as I can go, and it has to clear. See the hammer? It has to clear right there, but it clears. But this is probably the limit to how big a gun you can fit. And just like that, yeah. Now I'm taking it out slowly just because I don't want to, you know, mess nothing up or whatever. But I could have just ripped that out. I don't want you to think that it's a super snug fit. It's tight enough to keep things in place where it needs to be, but not like, you know, too hard to pull out. Okay, I got one more I want to try. Hold on. Well, how about this? This is my Rockato, the double stack Rock Island. Okay, let's do it with the mag in. So, put that. Oh, wait a minute. This might be kind of high, but it seems like it's money. We're good. We're good. Okay, so if you can fit the 2011 in there, or double stack 1911, whatever you want to call it, the full size joints, then you're good. You're good. Yeah. Ooh. Alright, so the only concern you might have for those of you, especially if this is your bedside gun, is the weapon mounted light issue, because this is the total space you have to fit your pistol, the barrel of your pistol, and the light in together. So for example, this is the CZ0203 with a Surefire. Now I don't know, but yeah, no, that's not gonna fit. This gap is too long to fit in here. So now some people feel like their bedside gun has to have a weapon mounted light on it. So if that's the case, this might be an issue. I mean, I guess what you could do is just trim more of this foam back. I mean, it is just a soft foam, so you could, you know, take a little knife, X-Acto knife, and cut more of the foam back. That way it'll give you more clearance to fit your weapon mounted light. If not, then this, you know, may not be for you. But without the weapon mounted light, just about everything will fit in there, because this space is enough to clear. Let me just try one more light. Let me see. Alright, we got the RX Delta with the Enforce on it. Let me show clear. Alright, we're clear. And nah, it's tight. And this has suppressor height sights, so that's even more, you know what I mean, of a distance you have to clear. That's too tight. So yeah, I don't think you're gonna be able to get weapon mounted light in there, but without a light, you're money. We are money. BlackSmith got another one. Also comes with 3 different ways to mount it. Right now, I think it's set up to mount on the right. So you can take this mount off right here with these little screws, and then move it to this side. So if you want to mount it on the left, or you can use these holes here to mount it on the top, or like underneath something, underneath the desk or something like that. So that's smart.